everyone, Frank here with Game Gypsy, and on this video we are going to be previewing and reviewing the game Party Tales. It's a 2 to 6 player take that style card game where you're basically a bunch of drunken animals trying to knock each other out by giving each other copious amounts of alcoholic beverages. Now it should be noted that you don't need a drink to play this game. Might make it more fun if you can legally drink, but you don't need to. We would recommend you drink water, because staying hydrated is smart. But what this game is, it's maybe not a drinking game, or it could be, but what it is just a really fun game. So let's go down to the table and let's see how it plays.
So the first thing that everyone's going to do when they start the game is take a reference card. I won't spend much time on this. It's a reference card, but it's really tight and it's got everything you need on one card. So there you go. The second thing everyone's going to do is take an animal. Now, here's how this works. Every one of these animals has a number of drinks and type of drink that they're going to need to consume to get knocked out. So if somebody was playing Father Mallory over here needs 2 beer, 3 wine, and 1 liquor drink, and then Father Mallory is gone. Jasper, 1 beer, 3 wine, 4 liquor. Jasper is a hobo. He drinks a lot. Chaz, on the other hand, he's a bro. He takes 4 beer, 1 wine, and 3 liquor. And then there's Ming, the bachelorette, 1 beer, 2 wine, and 4 liquor. She's out to party. Here's my personal favorite, because obviously my name is Frank. Frank the barfly, 4 beer, 1 wine, and 2 liquor. It's pretty accurate for me. I really do like my beer. But here's the thing. You take one of your characters, and you can already see, right? So there's 7 drinks here. There's 7 drinks there. Those are pretty even. 7, 7, 7, 7, 6, womp womp. So let's say you got stuck with Amber here, right? What would happen with Amber versus these other ones? Well, what happens with Amber is 1 liquor drink can be played on her. But once that liquor drink's been played, you can't play any more liquor drinks on her. So she actually gets tougher to play with if somebody's holding a whole bunch of liquor cards. They won't be able to play it on her. Whereas even though Leroy gets accumulation of 1 more drink, he has more cards he could potentially be played on him at any given time. If, for instance, these 2 get maxed out, you're going to need beer to knock out Amber. Okay, so here are the rest of the cards that will make up a person's hand. So the first card that everyone's going to receive on their hand is called a chaser card. Everyone starts with 1 of these. And the way this works is whenever a drink is played on them, if they choose to use a chaser to stop that drink, they prevent that drink from being played on them. So everyone's going to start off with 1 of those, and depending on the number of players, on a 2-player game, for instance, you'd start off with 2 chasers. The rest of these chaser cards will be thrown into the deck, okay? Now the deck is assembled in a kind of an interesting way. These multicolored cards, we're going to get back to them in a second, but the rest of these cards all get shuffled together, and everyone gets 5 cards. Whoop! Plus their chaser, so they'll have a hand of 6, right? Obviously, you've got your wine cards, you've got your liquor cards, you've got your beer cards. These blue cards are called party cards. Now, there is a fat stack of these. Remedies work like this. They can kind of basically take off any 1 card off of any animal. So you could use this for yourself to help yourself, or you can use this against somebody if they've got a positive party card, because party cards have a lot of things in them. They can be wild drinks, they can be party fouls, they can be remedies. Here's a little bit of hair of the dog. That one at the start of, add this card as a wild drink to any animal. If you survive your next round, remove this card and 2 more drink cards of any type. So you would put this on yourself, and I guess you could put it on somebody else, but I don't know why you would do that. But then you can remove cards if you survive and don't die. So, you know, that's kind of how that could work for somebody else. You could put this on your 1 wine card and play it risky. But party cards, there's a lot of variance in here. So, and these could have positive or negative effects. And so it just depends on how you're going to use that. That's where some of the strategy kind of comes in these party cards. Party poopers, they're exactly what they sound like. They block an entire round or a move for a player. So if I use a party card, for instance, and you want to block that, you can block that. You can actually block some of these yellow cards. We'll get to that in a second. Those are really quick. These basically stop anything, whereas the chasers just stop the drink being given to you. These can stop anything on anybody's turn at any time. They can be played at any time. So that's kind of another part of the strategy. These cards are called buzzkill cards. These are skip cards or reverse cards. They can also be used at any time. So that's another fun part about this game. You could be sitting on some of these cards
reverse the order and give yourself a second turn. You could skip somebody who you think's going to hit you with a drink or might have a lot of things. These can be party pooped, of course, because party poopers poop parties. But once you have your prerequisite 6 cards out of this, then we reshuffle the deck with these multicolored cards. These multicolored cards, these are called immediate cards. So you play a card on somebody, you're going to pull from the deck. Let's say you pull this card, you play it immediately, and all drinks played on your animal count as doubled until this effect is remedied. So that's where this remedy card comes in. So boom, I've remedied it, it's gone. Or let's just say you get this one, the designated driver. Remove all drink cards and party cards from your animal. So this is kind of good and bad. Let's say you had a bunch of good party cards on your animal, I should say, and then you have to remove them because, well, you got to drive the chimp there back home. That's not fun, but it could be good if you have a lot of drinks on you. So, and then these immediate cards, they have positive and negative effects, as you can already tell, but those get shuffled into the deck. Obviously they don't go into your hand, but you'll grab them and then you'll do whatever it says. So that's kind of another little wrinkle of strategy that goes into this game. And it's really kind of fun. You just play it out and see what happens. And kind of the cool part about these cards, I mean, other than just the humor in them, I mean, here's your toga party. Give a wine from the discard pile or deck to all of the other animals that need one. That's so cool. Here's the thing. Here's the deck. The deck part is really interesting. Most of these games like this, they talk about the discard pile, but this one actually talks about the deck as well. So you could take it from the deck and then reshuffle the deck and then go on about your business. But grief, there's just so much into this. You would think, oh, I just gotta throw these cards down and that's it. That's all I'm doing. Well, that's not it. That's not all you're doing. You're not just throwing these cards on those animals. You are playing party cards. You're getting party pooped. You're getting skipped. And there's just so much depth into this game. But that's really how you play the game. You play the game with these cards and then you just see where it goes. So, what do we think about Party Tales? Plain and simple, the game is just fun. Flat out fun. We've really, really enjoyed playing this game. We've played it plenty of times to be able to give this a proper review. We've played it in 2-player mode. We played it in 4-player mode. We've played it with non-gamers. And guess what? The non-gamers beat us. What? And that's just kind of the fun of the game, right? Because you can play with people who have never really played a strategic, modern style game, whether card game or board game. And within a couple of rounds, they'll get the strategy. They'll figure out what they can do with their hands and how to play the game. And the beauty of this game is in 2 rounds, you're not out at all, really. And that is just something really unique that this game kind of brings. It brings a lightness and obviously a humor. The cards are hilarious, but it brings that humor and that lightness, but it also brings that strategy to it. When do you play your party pooper card? When you're sitting there with one of those yellow buzzkill cards, when do you drop that to reverse it? When do you use your chaser? Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many times I've taken drinks and I'm like, I'm sitting on this chaser. Should I play it now? Should I play it now? Should I play it now? And then there's the multicolored immediate cards. They change the whole course of the game because if somebody gets one of those designated driver drinks, they take all their drinks off. So all the work that you've done is gone, basically. And now you have to start working on that person again. But really what you need to do is start defending yourself because that person has become immediately stronger. So how do you play that then? Or what do you do when somebody's got the one wine that they need and you're sitting with a handful of wine cards? And I don't know. That's the beauty of it. And that's what's kind of interesting about this game is there's a lot of depth to this game that you wouldn't necessarily see just on the surface. On the surface, this is a party game. It's a drinking game. Yeah, but it's more than that. So Game Gypsy recommends this game for everybody. I'd say for you strategy gamers, your heavier gamers, this is that game that you might pop out at the late night after you've gone 6-7 hours of playing Twilight Imperium and you need something light to just unwind, like a palate cleanser. This is a solid palate cleanser. For the newer gamers, if you're watching this and you want to get into the world of board games and tabletop games and you want to drop down a card game that's easy and to learn and also easy and fun to play, but also easy, fun, and to play with strategy, Party Tales. That's the answer for you, honestly. And I don't say this often, actually. I don't say this really at all. I highly recommend this game for everybody. From what I hear, this game's going on Kickstarter in November, so check that out. Check it out. honestly, check out the other reviewers if they do that, and check out the walkthroughs, because I'm sure my walkthrough probably wasn't all that great compared to what the game designers would have done. But the game's a lot of fun. We highly recommend it, and we thank you all for watching.